Hi, I'm Dr. Rachel Horrocks-Birss, and today we're talking about literature reviews. In this second video, we'll discuss how to define your topic. Before we start, let's first address why you should define your topic. Firstly, when your markers read your dissertation, they're looking for depth rather than breadth. You don't need to write down everything you know about a topic. Instead, you want to focus in on a specific area so you can say something meaningful about it. Secondly, having a clear topic will save you time when you research. Knowing your topic lets you know which books and articles you need to read and which ones probably won't be relevant. Finally, it's worth saying that your topic can be modified as you go along. If, as you read the sources or do your project, you learn about a new exciting aspect of your topic, it's completely all right to modify your project to focus on that instead. So, a topic will give you a direction, but it doesn't need to constrain you. Most students generally have at least some idea of their topic when they start researching for their literature review. At this point, two common challenges tend to emerge. In some cases, you may discover that your topic is too broad. Maybe you've chosen a huge topic, like the impact of the COVID-19 pandemic on the economy, and it's hard to know where to even start looking for sources. Or maybe you typed your topic into the library search box and thousands of sources have come up. On the other hand, some of us may have the opposite problem. You might have a very specific topic, perhaps related to a project or internship, and it's hard to find any sources at all about your topic. In this case, when you put your topic into library search, you might not get any results. In both these cases, we have to modify our search a little bit, but don't worry. We'll give you some tips in the rest of this video. Let's start by thinking about how to narrow our focus. Imagine we want to write about the topic personal branding. This is a great area to look at, but it's far too broad. When I typed it into library search, I got over 3,000 relevant results. There are all sorts of ways we might try to narrow down this topic. We could try looking at a particular demographic, maybe millennials, women, British Asians, those from areas of multiple deprivation. Or we could look at a particular time period, such as post-COVID or the 1990s. We could also narrow by place, such as a particular city or country. We could also narrow the topic itself. For instance, we could look at some subtopics of personal branding, such as authenticity in branding or the visual aspects of branding. Similarly, we could focus on purpose, such as growth or sustainability. It's worth saying that you don't want to narrow your focus in absolutely all of these areas. But if your focus is far too broad at the start, it's worth picking 2 or 3 of these headings and trying to make your topic a little smaller. Let's look again at our personal branding example. Here are 3 possible ways you could take that broad topic and turn it into something a little more manageable. First, we've narrowed by industry, gender, and by type, looking just at how female designers engage in personal branding on social media. We could also focus on a specific time period and how the topic has changed by looking at the development of branding since the advent of the internet. Finally, we could narrow again by demographic, place, and purpose, looking at how Scottish small business owners use personal branding for growth. Again, none of these topics are better or worse than the others. They're all good options. What you choose to focus on depends entirely on what interests you. Let's look now at the opposite problem. What happens when your topic is so specific that you can't find any sources? Here, let's look at the topic, the role of humor in Ryanair's Instagram video for developing brand loyalty in Gen Z consumers. If you put this into the library website, you won't get any results at all. A general Google search will come up with a few things, but they're mostly blogs rather than academic articles. To write our literature review, we're going to have to broaden our search a little. To broaden your search, you can ask yourself the 5 W questions. Who do I want to know more about? This could be a particular person, or else a whole school of thought, or a business, or even a whole industry. What aspect am I interested in? If your aspect is very specific, you could make it broader. Where am I looking? If you're exploring something in a particular geographic area, try opening it up to a full country, or even worldwide. When am I looking? If you have a very tight time period, try looking for sources that are older or newer. Why am I interested? In all this, it's important to focus on what you care about and explore aspects you find exciting. Let's take these questions and apply them to our example. In this case, we might broaden our who, so we don't just look at Ryanair, but instead we look at airlines in general. We could broaden the what, so it's not just Instagram, but we include other social media platforms. Instead of looking just at Europe, we could look worldwide. Perhaps instead of just looking at Ryanair's Instagram videos, we could do a broader search for how humor has been used in marketing in older forms of media. Finally, let's remember why we want to look at this topic. Here, it could be that we're intrigued by how Ryanair's funny videos actually make fun of their consumers. If that's what intrigues us, we know that even if we look at other industries, places, or time periods, we're still looking for information on how consumers respond to sarcastic or antagonistic marketing. As we move towards a conclusion, we have 4 top tips to share to help you as you research for your literature review. Firstly, always have a working topic, even if it's vague. Having a topic will help you know what sources to read and which ones you can ignore. Secondly, it's okay to modify your topic as your ideas develop. That's a normal part of the research process. Third, try not to get lost down rabbit holes. It's good to research something you're interested in, but try to stay mostly on task. Finally, keep an eye out for that gap we talked about in the first video. Notice what topics researchers have already written about and which ones they haven't covered yet. Remember, you want to find a topic that researchers are interested in, but where no one has covered the specific area that interests you. We're now at the end of our second video, where we've discussed how to define your topic. In the next video, we'll address how to read academically and take good notes.